Hello, welcome to this supplemental episode of Steelverse Speaks. We today are just looking at the art sleeves for Flesh and Blood. I picked up some of these at the calling. I have the Old Him and the Prism ones. And I just wanted to do a quick review of them. The calling was fantastic, by the way. For those of you who haven't sort of seen it, I would definitely go and watch the stream. I managed to play in a few of the side events, which is how I got the prize tickets for these. These were 120 each, which I got for a win. They come very much in sort of the standard Dragon Shield box, but just with the art on the front and back, which is actually a really nice touch, to be honest. And these are the prizes for the Pro Quests next season, I think is these prizes. So let's just start, and I've got some other Dragon Shield sleeves here that we can compare them to. No, those are katanas. Yeah, here we go. This is a Dragon Shield mat. So this is a Dragon Shield mat. It's got a dull cap in. Feels really solid. I've played with these for years. The boxes are hit and miss sometimes with Dragon Shield. Sometimes you get some where the corners just get shredded straight away. Other times you get ones that, are really, really solid. So we'll have to see what these ones are like. I will say that from the outset, they do feel a little... No, they probably feel just about the same, actually. So they just kind of feel like mats. You can see they've got the art on the back. I will say the white border doesn't necessarily do it for everyone. I think it looks good myself, but I think this was just a printing requirement. They had to have a border on them before they could cut them out. So I think that does make sense. I will say the art has transferred. It's good enough, I would say. I don't know if you can see the difference there on the box. The art is definitely brighter. A bit more washed out, a bit more faded, but still vibrant. Still vibrant, still very clear and visible who it is, even if it's a bit brighter, a bit grainier. So these actually do look like they are reasonably high quality sleeves, the sort you'd kind of expect from a company like Dragon Shield. And I do really like the fact that they are matte. They don't necessarily feel weaker than any of the other Dragon Shields as well. So it looks like not much has been lost in the translation there of this. Let's just open up Old Him and have a look. I wonder if it's also brighter as well, or if that's just a prism thing because of the type of yellow they used. It'd be a real shame if both of these have sort of like a color wash. This is proving slightly more difficult to open than it should. I will say that, like, people, if someone gets these, they're going to want more than one box. So we'll have to see how easy they are to get because, or how expensive they are. So let's have a comparison. So unlike Prism, I would say that Old Him is much more true to color. So this is the sleeve, and this is the art. So you can see that actually they look pretty much the same. So whereas for Prism we have a bit of a whitewash, in terms of just to remind you, in terms of like the color scheme getting much lighter on the pack. For Old Him we don't seem to have the same problem. So if you want your Prism really dark, you may not get that from these sleeves, or maybe it's just my box, but I doubt it. But if you want your Old Him, it does look like they are true to color. This is really infuriating because I didn't have enough prize tickets to get everything, so I can't do the same comparison for Briar and for Lexi. Whoever, I think it was Briar and Lexi, are those the other two? But I will say that I think these do look quite good. So opinion on sleeves: the white borders might be a bit polarizing. The art is good if you liked it before. The Prism ones do seem to be a bit whitewashed, which is, probably just a problem with the format and how it's been done. So, if you like these heroes, I see nothing stopping you getting them. I will say that as someone who likes the game more than specific heroes, I think that it would have been much better for them to put like landscapes and stuff on this art. Stuff like the tree, the library, things like that. I feel like the heroes are really, really vibrant and appeal to people, but there are a lot of heroes in this game, and you're more likely to end up with people who are disappointed they couldn't get sleeves for their hero. Whereas if you put like the regions on, you get, a lot of crossover, like Demon Astries, Viserai, Chain Levia, Aria, the tree. You could play that in a Lexi deck or a Briar deck. There's lots of different ways that you could put locations on that would bridge hero divides. Though the heroes are iconic, so I get why you do that, but I can understand doing something a bit different and putting, you know, locations and things like that on the art instead, just to make them maybe have more of a broader appeal beyond the people who are really into those heroes. And that's it. Otherwise, I think this is a really good job by LSS. I'm not going to go ahead and say that I think these are the equivalent of a cold foil hero from a ProQuest. I think there's a bit of a step down in prize support on those old ProQuests that LSS need to think about what they're going to do for the next ProQuest season, because I have seen quite a few people disappointed in terms of the in terms of the quality of prize support from the ProQuest season, going from cold foils back to sleeves. So that's something to just keep in mind, is that the prices aren't as good this year, or this season, and that's going to disappoint a few people. But something like the Fiendal sleeves that we're getting at the Pro Tour, I think that's going to excite a lot of people. I think they're going to be really, really happy about getting stuff like that. I think that's the sort of iconic stuff that maybe people would go for more than heroes. But otherwise, I think this is a pretty solid product. I'm really keen to see Flesh and Blood getting in there with a big brand like Dragon Shield to put out sleeves. And I hope that people get them and they're excited for them. I think they're actually pretty gorgeous. I can very easily see my Ultim deck going into those Ultim sleeves. I'm a bit worried what happens if they start to break and I've only got 20 spare. Oh, anyway, and I've only got 20 spare, but I'll have to win a tournament or get some more boxes of them from someone else. I don't think they're going to be worth that much on the secondary market, so I'm not super worried about it. Anyway, that's the sleeves. I think they're great. Get a bit of a thumbs up. Really, the only thing you have to say about them is the art and things like that, which is entirely subjective and therefore not worth downranking any sort of product based on that. So good job, LSS. Good job, Dragon Shield. I love Dragon Shields. I play with them all the time. So I'm really happy to see this collaboration.